Do you ever think the President of the United States would be celebrating your unemployment?
I never even imagined there would ever be a situation in which the president of our country was celebrating hundreds of Americans losing their jobs. As somebody who took pleasure in that, that to me is the absolute opposite of what a leader of this country is supposed to be.
The wreckage of Trump's presidency is a comedy goldmine, and Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert aren't just poking fun at him. They're shredding him like a paper shredder on steroids.
Tell me I only got a minute, but that. Now, what are they going to do? Cancel me?
Yeah, that's right.
This
is you getting wild. I like it.
This is as wild as I get. Hold on. Ready? Hold on.
The hook is simple. Here's a man who promised greatness, built monuments to his own ego, and delivered chaos wrapped in gold spray paint. The punchline? He's not the hero of his own story. He's the blooper reel. That's why every jab lands, because the material writes itself.
You know this, with Donald Trump as president, there are days that make you go, whoa. and there are days that make you go, oh my God. And then there are days that make you go, whoa, my God. Today was one of those days. Yes. In fact, the lighthearted story to start our monologue tonight is that it looks like the federal government, which is entirely controlled by the Republican Party, is going to shut down in about 20 minutes.
The first target is Trump's obsession with image. His presidency has been less about governance and more about curating a reality show where he always plays the genius. Kimmel and Colbert don't even need to invent the absurdity. They just hold up the mirror. Trump treats press briefings like open mic nights where facts are optional and self-promotion is mandatory. He doesn't craft policies, he crafts slogans, then sells them like expired steaks. The irony is that every performance meant to make him look strong instead makes him look like a late-night parody of himself.
My fellow Americans, I come to you tonight with the sobering news that our nation is at war with Oregon. It's Warrigan. How did we arrive at this dark day? I don't know. But when was it, Saturday? Saturday morning, Donald Trump posted, I am directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged...
Colbert thrives on that contradiction. He highlights the way Trump confuses bluster with leadership, like yelling louder somehow transforms nonsense into wisdom. Every speech becomes an endurance test where words pile up but meaning disappears. Kimmel knows this too and cuts in by turning Trump's endless rambling into unintentional punchlines. It's not satire when the man himself is the setup and the punchline rolled into one, but that's exactly why the roast burns so hot. Then comes the obsession with size, crowd numbers, and ratings, Trump's holy trinity of validation. Kimmel hammers this endlessly, reminding the world that the President of the United States behaves like a C-list celebrity desperate for applause. Colbert digs deeper, showing how this vanity reveals the insecurity of a man who never grew beyond the fragile ego of a reality TV star. Trump doesn't just want to win, he wants to be adored. And when adoration doesn't arrive, he declares it fake news. It's less a presidency and more a toddler tantrum set to cable news coverage.
You know who wrote that? FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr, who later was appointed chairman of the FCC by this former crusader for free speech.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes.
Roasts keep rolling with Trump's uncanny ability to turn every crisis into a stage for self-promotion. A hurricane devastates a region, he makes it about how well he handled it. A pandemic upends the world, he focuses on his TV ratings. Kimmel thrives on these moments, mocking the idea that a man with the nuclear codes still worries about whether his approval polls look better than his golf scores. Colbert doesn't let up either, pointing out that Trump governs like a brand manager gone rogue, slapping his name on everything and hoping people forget the disasters attached to it.
And I wonder, how did that guy turn into this guy?
Who would you like to see replace Kimmel on late night?
Well, a lot of people, anybody could replace him. The guy had no talent. Kimmel had, look, he was fired, he had no talent. He's a whack job, but he had no talent, and more importantly than talent, he had no, because a lot of people have no talent, they get ratings, but he had no ratings.
Well,
Colbert rips into his obsession with posting at odd hours, turning every grievance into a national headline. The commander-in-chief of the United States spends more time glued to his phone than actually leading. Kimmel runs with it, drawing attention to how these online tantrums reveal the truth. This is a man more comfortable throwing shade online than making decisions that affect millions. The presidency isn't a job to him, it's a Twitter account with security clearance. The roast then cuts into Trump's relationship with facts, which are about as stable as his cabinet. Colbert exposes the way Trump turns objective reality into an enemy. Watching him deny, deflect, and rebrand failure as success is like watching a magician who insists the rabbit is still in the hat long after everyone sees it hopping away. The roast gets even sharper when addressing Trump's financial scandals. Kimmel digs into the bankruptcies, shady deals, and creative accounting that follow him like a bad smell. Colbert twists the knife by pointing out the absurdity of a man who markets himself as a business genius while leaving behind a trail of debt. The irony is that Trump ran on promises of prosperity, yet his record looks like a graveyard of failed ventures. It's not leadership, it's bankruptcy court with a red tie. And let's not forget the golf obsession. Kimmel mocks the endless hours spent on the course while crises pile up. Colbert points out that no president has ever treated the Oval Office as optional quite like Trump. Kimmel highlights the awkward handshakes, bizarre press conferences, and misplaced admiration for strongmen.
after negotiations broke down on Monday, President Trump reposted an AI video of House Minority Leader, Brooklyn's own Hakeem Jeffries, who is black, wearing a sombrero and playing mariachi music. Of course, this upset people, so of course, Trump did it again.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
I've never walked into a room so silent before. You know what? Just have a good time. And if you want to applaud, you applaud. And if you want to do anything you want, you can do anything you want. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room.
Bear builds on that, explaining how he can't resist making everything about himself, even moments meant to honor others. The result is a leader incapable of humility, who treats solemnity as an inconvenience. It's not gravitas, it's parody. The hypocrisy gets skewered too. Kimmel points out how Trump rails against elites while living in gilded palaces. Colbert dives into the contradiction of a billionaire playing the populist while surrounding himself with cronies. Every promise to drain the swamp only deepened it, turning Washington into his personal pool. The roast makes clear that Trump doesn't fight corruption. He rebrands it. As the roast builds to its close, Kimmel and Colbert hammer the legacy. Trump wanted to be remembered as the greatest president, but what he leaves behind is chaos, scandal, and late-night punchlines. Instead of statues, he gets sketches.